Gatos, we've been following this controversy, and they won't stop. They won't stop. Freaking Hasan and Asmond Gold just cannot stop. They are tripling down on their positions that their jobs are more emotionally draining than your jobs, or many of your jobs. As a streamer cat, I can confidently say, no, they just need to shut up. They need to shut up and cry into their millions and not talk about it. They just need to stop. Just like Miley Cyrus, they cannot stop. They won't stop. Exactly, Hollow. They won't stop. But let's watch this together. Let's watch this together because, we watched Abe and Preach talk about this yesterday. And it was pretty hilarious. It was pretty hilarious because I've never seen a pair of creators roast Asmond and Hasan harder than these two. And they're back for round two. So here we go. Let's watch this together.
All right. Some of our favorite streamers are doubling down on the streaming is socially draining more than regular jobs. Blah, blah, blah. Hasan's unhappy.
I canceled on Twitter again, obviously,
really?
as always.
Oh, fuck.
This time it was for me saying that I run out of my social battery after 9.5 hours of streaming in a way that, like, a real job doesn't.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
Bro.
And everyone immediately...
Bro.
Real job, dumbass.
I did. I worked in sales. So it was
No,
a
you
very
didn't.
social job as well. So I know
Cutie
it's
called
like
him out.
people-pleasing
Cutie
was
called
like,
him out.
It was, like, annoying and awful, right? So I was making a comparison between, like, my experience as a salesperson versus my experience as a Twitch streamer. And I was like, it's so soul-sucking. Like, it's so soul-crushing, and I can't...
You don't even know, bro. You don't even know.
So bad because I was talking about going to March's house. March at a housewarming party. None of you guys were invited because you're not cool.
I was invited, and I didn't remember until yesterday.
I was there, right? And I brought Kaya, and she was being the best girl. But I also felt like I was looking like an asshole to every single person because I was like pouting the whole time. I'm really fucking tired. I take one drink with
It's always
March.
the Hasan show.
I take one
Exactly.
drink,
Hasan's
and
always like that.
get outta here. Like,
Cutie's calling him out.
You guys
Cutie's
hungover
calling him out.
immediately? Yeah, I think it's
He's a
because
big baby.
I'm fucking tired after 9.5 hours of streaming, right? They clipped it like 30 seconds of it to be like, Hasan, streamer says, dumb socialist streamer says, like, fucking real jobs are way easier than streaming. And it's like, that's not what I was saying. Here's the fucking context. Nobody gives a shit. There's like hundreds of thousands of fucking likes. Led me to actually delete Twitter. I deleted Twitter from my phone.
What? Oh, okay. He didn't delete his account.
I have Twitter on my phone for my job. Obviously, I need to like constantly be fucking up to date on what the fuck's going on in the world. But I feel like at this point, it's just not worth it. It's so like being on Twitter and being extremely online is literally like
it's your job though.
Room where you're
it's your job as a content creator.
Yell at you nonstop.
And so you're not using Twitter ever again?
No,
he just took it off his phone.
He'll use it on his PC.
Yeah, I need to have it for my work, but yeah, I'm not gonna because I was like looking at it and it was like fucking me up.
Well, yeah, you were up really late last night.
No, I went to sleep at like 11. I just woke up at 4 and I was like going through Twitter and I was just like, fuck this, dude. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I deleted it.
Good for you.
Good.
This is a positive.
That's actually a good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish there was
a good
world
thing though.
where you could just like if I could just like quit and restart as like a VTuber and be somebody totally different because I feel like I've ruined so many.
Haha! Shout out to
I just
VTubers.
made so many mistakes online that are just like.
Shout out to VTubers.
It's so funny you say that because like you didn't.
I just wish I could start over.
You didn't, but you feel that way, and it feels very real to you. But like from where I'm standing, with the amount of like genuine fucking hatred and vitriol that I have, I feel like yours is because you're a woman. That's
no, I've done some stupid shit.
No, you haven't. No,
yeah, one time I.
Shut up. No.
Don't re-leak your stuff.
I can't believe you.
You just might not be built for this lifestyle. Doesn't make the job hard.
No.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of you content creators are brittle as.
Yes.
Hasan has got to be the most brittle person. He's always crying and whining and about the fact that people are. It's so unfair. People just hate me. Shut up. Oh, shut up. You're just brittle. The job's not hard. You're soft.
Maybe.
That's not the same
That's a good
thing.
point. True.
This job is not difficult. These guys are just soft. And if you look at their history of what they did as work before, not a single one of them had a truly difficult job.
No.
Not one. Hasan wanted to lie about he was in sales. Bruv, you did that for like a couple months. That was it. And then you went up to work for your fucking uncle because you're a Nepo baby. Most of these people have never had to do difficult jobs. And the ones who do generally don't find this shit hard. Asmond Gold did a 1 hour and a half video on this topic.
That was
Cut it down
painful to
into
watch.
Some more important parts.
Go ahead.
And we'll take a look.
Obviously, being a streamer is not very taxing physically. It's clearly not. And I think for a lot of people, it's not very taxing mentally either. I think streaming is a great job, and I would rather stream than have any other job in the world. There are
Okay,
obviously
he
negatives
admitted
exist
that.
with streaming, but those negatives don't outweigh the positives. The big difference is the monetary difference between other jobs and being a streamer. Being paid a lot of money doesn't make problems go away. Being paid a lot of money makes it easier to deal with problems. There's actually studies that have been done on this, and I can show you the graph. I'll do it now because I think people are going to disagree, because for a lot of people, and this is really the reality here, is that I'm preaching to a very tough audience, arguing my point of view, because for the majority of people that are watching me and disagreeing and getting angry, the biggest problem in their life is money. So for them, the idea that you can't, that money isn't the problem, well, this is going to very much upset them, because they look at it from the perspective of like, well, if I had money, then this would totally solve all my problems. And I think if you work at many jobs, that's absolutely true. And I want to show that with a graph. So let me go ahead and do that. These are some graphs right here that I can show. And these are studies that have been done over the years with a number of different people. And basically what you see happening is that, especially whenever you're reaching, again, into this like leading up to like $200,000 a year, more money will absolutely make you more happy. Absolutely it will.
100%.
But that does not necessarily mean that more money infinitely will just make you more and more happy. And that's the perspective that I'm making. That's the point that I'm making.
That's the point I was making too. That's why you should turn your stream off.
True.
You make millions.
You're a millionaire.
200K, you'd be just as happy or close to it. Turn your stream off after 5 hours. That's the point I'm making. You have the luxury to do that.
Yes.
So
Common man does not.
Everyone else lives on the bottom of that curve.
Yes, we do. We're brokies.
Because they have complete financial insecurity. They don't know if they'll ever be able to afford a house, be able to send their kids to college, be able to take vacations, be able to
even feed their families.
Their debt. That's where most people live.
Yes.
You live in the upper bracket where infinity is not in existence, but you're going to continuously be happier. Marginally,
100%.
but still happier. So why don't you just turn off your stream and then stop dealing with all the extra stress that you're self-imposing?
If 9 hours of stuff, do half. If half of that is stuff, you're still going to be good.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's exactly what.
And I know there's going to be people, well, you're not going to be as popular. That's not true, okay?
Yep.
There's plenty of streamers who take months off and they're fine. I
Yep.
know this. As a content creator, I take months off.
Nice.
I think I took 2 weeks off in February.
Nice.
The year before, I took a month off in like September, and then I took another month
That
off.
would be
in
awesome.
May. I took 2 months off out of the year. Why? Because I can afford to. Why? Because I know
That's the
if I keep doing
dream.
this work, it's not going to be that great. So I'm going to be responsible. And because this job affords me the privilege of choosing my hours and stopping and going whenever I want, I can. And guess what?
That's
My
why
audience is amazing.
That's why
They
we're all
come back.
grinded to do that.
They respect it. They appreciate it. They're like, yo, if you post me there, and if you don't, take care of yourself. I
Exactly.
respect that.
So were you saying that you're taking a break before it becomes taxing and unbearable?
Yeah.
I would love to take that much time off. Exactly.
I could never do
Exactly,
that.
little hollow.
Nope.
These streamers are so out of
never
touch.
compare.
No, they're gonna ask.
They're
questions.
so out of touch.
And you're gonna be on sick leave, and they're gonna ask questions.
Yeah.
So what did your doctor say?
Money is such a big problem in their life that whenever they hear anybody say anything that is even adjacent to money isn't a problem, it immediately, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it unironically triggers them. And so they stop thinking about what's actually being said, and they start arguing against something that they've heard before. They get emotional about it. And I understand that. I've been in that position myself. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I ever said. Yeah. And I don't think that that's really what Hasan was trying to say, because he was really talking about, and like also like, I don't like, because I've watched Hasan for years. I've known Hasan, I've talked to Hasan. I don't think that's really what he thinks. Now, maybe he should have said it in a way that was better, but I don't think
I have
he
to
thinks
strategically
that. So, like, when we
plan
talk
week
about
off
the
for
way that he
expenses
communicated that,
alone.
and if it could have been
Exactly. That
communicated in a
is
better way,
that is
sure.
everybody,
But I'm
little
talking about
hollow.
what the intent was behind the communication.
And if you work
These
at
guys are right. I mean,
McDonald's,
they're right. That, yeah,
you don't get a single
he did
day
say
off.
that. I think that it was very clear in my mind.
You
that it
can't
wasn't
afford a
really-
day off,
So, like,
even
when
if
we
you
talk
took
about
it.
On what he said. It's like I cannot go on what you think he said. I don't know that. I can just go about what he actually said.
Yep.
And what he actually said was garbaggio. That's it. And it's okay. It doesn't make you
Cooked.
You said that. That was a dumb take. Move on.
Move on.
You think that's not
Take
what
the
he said,
L.
this and that. How
Take
am I
the
supposed
L.
to know?
People didn't take him out of context. He just misspeaks.
That's the difference.
Those two things are not the same.
Yes.
Thank
If you're over here, you're like, oh, I don't really like black people. And then people are like, whoa, what the
What?
fuck? And you're like, no, the context was like, growing up, there's a lot of people who happen to be black who hurt me, and I didn't like those people.
That's not the same thing you
Well,
said.
That's
use
not
your-
the same
use
thing.
the right words. That's your
not what
problem.
you said.
Don't get mad at people because you can't communicate and orate yourself properly.
True.
If you're saying shit is out of context, but the rest of the context is in your head, it's not out of context.
That's not our
It's
problem.
in your head.
That is not our problem.
You know, there's what people mean, there's what
That's
people
not context.
feel, and there's what people actually say.
True.
And you said some really dumb shit. Not you specifically,
Yes, you did.
Hasan did. And then you came out and defended it very ardently based off what you thought he meant.
Yes.
Nobody's trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And I know Asmond Gold knows this because a while back he was telling game developers, I don't give a how hard your shit is. Nobody's trying.
Totally fucking true. Absolutely 100% true. And I said that with streaming. Absolutely. Nobody gives a fuck how you feel. And
Exactly.
it's the same thing. Like, so you can make, and this might seem like a bit of whiplash because I'm talking about like two separate things, right? So like I can talk about like the ethical world that I think is best and that I try to live by in the cases that I can, which is trying to listen and understand how other people feel and trying to like basically compromise with people by understanding them and taking them at face value and trying to empathize with what people's perspective is.
Yep.
I think this is a good thing. Back over here in reality, outside of my own ethical utopia, nobody gives a fuck.
True.
Nobody gives a fuck. This is the hypocrisy.
to hear it make the fucking games.
Xavier's tweet was well intentioned, and he went on to add a lot of important.
He made a lot of very good points.
He did, but I think it
Oh
misses
my
the
God.
perspective of the consumer.
I literally said
He
that.
just
This is the
triple
thing,
downed.
developers need to
He just
stop.
needs to
Like,
stop.
who gives a fuck about, oh, it's so hard. Shut the fuck up, pussy. Stop crying.
They're pointing out that he doesn't
You
give them
know,
the same liberty.
Nobody cares about, oh, it's so hard. Oh, well, this is... Bro, you're talking to people that work in construction, and you're going to say that it's hard? Your job could be more demanding than that. I don't know. But guess what? To them, it's not.
But now it's you guys like, oh, we want, and you expect sympathy for what reason?
No, I don't expect it at all, and I know that I won't get it. No, he's totally
You're not gonna get
This
it.
is a complete contradiction of what I'm saying, and that's what I was talking about before, with like how I think things should be versus how I think things are. And like, in my opinion, I find it to be problematic that people think that way, but I also know that that's true.
He expects
Which-
people to go with
that's
this
not even
brain
being
rot.
Good faith, and
Like,
I mean, you can see that.
he's-
way.
he's
I
so
think that's
focused on being
incredibly
right.
Charitable to someone that you have close ties to, because I've seen you not be as charitable to game devs, for
Yes.
example, or to other streamers who've complained who you may not be friends with. So to
Yep.
me, it's interesting that you extend this much charitability to Hasan. But you, like
Yes.
you said yourself, you have a very good relationship with him, or a strong one, and so that's why.
It's really not the same on so many levels, but anyways, I think we are saying the same thing as Asmond Gold. It's just that, well, no, Asmond Gold saying the same thing as us. The difference is just that he's saying that, well, he can read minds, and I can't.
Oh, he knows Hasan, so I think he knows how he communicates.
So
Yeah.
he can read his mind.
He knows the
Or
con.
he just understands it better. He can interpret things better because you understand somebody. It's
When
like
your
when you have a
name-
child.
when your-
It's like when you have a child. You know when you have a child and your child goes, ooh, ooh. So a
Yeah,
lot of
look at you want some pears and napkins, and then you want to take a nap, and after that you want to take a 2-hour walk.
Yeah,
no problem. What the
Hasan-
fuck?
Hasan's his baby boy.
Ah,
No, but
that makes
I
sense.
like the idea of him reading minds because Asmond Gold sounds like a wizard name.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
He made his career playing World of
World of
Warcraft.
Warcraft.
See? Not crazy.
No, he
That's
does.
a wizard. This motherfucker's like a paladin or as another sorcerer or some shit like that.
Yeah.
A necromancer. I'm just flashing
Did you
shit.
say
behind me.
Negromancer?
Negromancer. Hey, what up, my dead people? What's up? Rise up! New York, LA, Philly, Chicago. Everybody rise! That's Negromancer.
Okay, they went on a tangent
You
there.
see that? You see the dude just bobbing in a cemetery, and then undead just popping up. Yo, I'm not gonna
New
lie.
York, Miami, Frisco.
That'd be a crazy class for like some kind of voodoo undead
Yeah.
necromancer.
Everybody right? Negromancer.
Yeah.
What's up?
Papa, what's his name?
Papa Legba. No. Baron Samedi.
Okay.
So, I mean, especially with like social media, right? Like, you have to be posting all the time. And of course you can take time off. Absolutely. But
Yeah,
there
you
is a
can.
risk to taking that time off. And I'm not saying that it's not a privilege to be able to do that. But what I am saying is that it doesn't come with a cost.
He's just so hell-bent on being right. It's painful.
And then they want to get up here and then complain about how hard it is. Who here gets to choose their fucking hours at work?
Nobody.
The fact that you guys even have the goal to compare yourselves to regular people when your extra hours of labor are rewarded with more and more money is insane.
Well, I think most people get paid overtime, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, if anybody is working...
Oh,
extra
come on,
and you're not being
Aspen.
paid for that, you're not getting paid overtime. Not salary? Oh, yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
But if you're being paid hourly, you do get paid extra.
No.
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 Especially not if you got a salary.
When you have a job when there's some things that don't fit your description, that's overtime. It's overtime. You're not working overtime. You're just compressing more work within that time.
True.
About the salary stuff, yeah, salary's a thing. Most people who work salaries sometimes have to work 12-hour days, and they just don't have a choice.
Yep. And don't get
It's just
paid
part of the
extra.
game, okay, that is a thing for some people. Even at hourly jobs, you know, one of the most infuriating things is that you can't even clock it in as overtime. But sometimes your boss is like, yo, can you handle this just before you leave? And you know that fucking work takes a good 30 minutes, but it's 10 minutes to close. So you can say no to your boss. But how do you think that shit? It'd be little things like that. When you've had a long fucking day.
I work 12-hour days. They're awful. Exactly.
You as
Hollow.
content creators always have control over your lives in that regards when it comes to work. When
True.
you are working hourly, there's so many little things that happen just as you're about to leave work that make you stay. I even stay 5 minutes. Y'all be pissing me the fuck off because you're not getting paid for that time.
5 minutes is never 5 minutes.
There's never 5 minutes.
No.
Nope.
First
Not
of
at
all,
work time.
can you do this shit? It's gonna take only 5 minutes. Fuck you.
Yeah.
The second thing, what I hate the most is
5
when
a.m.
you do
start time.
overtime,
Got
is
home
you
by
have to
8
proceed
p.m.
to
one
do
day.
overtime
Oh,
mathematics.
you're just done.
Because at some point, it happened to me when I was on the phone. You do overtime for a certain amount of time because you
I always
increase
love
your
seeing the
tax
plebs
bracket,
get angry
you end up with more
at
less
each other
money
instead of
than if you
people
hadn't had done the overtime.
being responsible for their
Overtime
shitty
is
work
taxed at a different
conditions.
rate.
True.
Oh my
Pisses
God.
you off, so you're already losing money. It's like I've had sales jobs, I've had military, I've had government, I've had it all. Okay, it fucking blows.
Yep.
Like you don't get compensated the same way. Like you guys get a flat rate no matter how many hours. Everything is incrementally more money. That's not the case for regular people. So they're actually rewarded less for spending more time at work. What's
Yep.
more, you work from home. What are the greatest privileges that you guys have? Is you have
True.
to deal with long commutes like everyone else. Do you know how many people are literally dying? They are dying.
1.5 hour
going to
commutes
and
each
from
way.
work because they have 1 to 2 hour commutes. This is not
Yep.
my opinion either. I'll put up the graphs and the studies, but it is actually super nefarious for people's health and their mental health to have to do those long commutes. So all those
Super
little
dangerous.
details play into the fact that people look at your job. And at the end of the day, this is what it is with streaming. You can frame it however you want. You can say it's hard. People are going to hear streaming and say, you get paid to play video games.
Yes.
What people do as a hobby, you get paid to do.
You do it.
And they get paid
This cat
millions,
does it.
more than doctors, engineers, pilots, government, congressmen. They get paid more to play video.
Now, this is in my
Couldn't
opinion,
you
I
contextualize this argument for
to be
everyone
honest with you, I
working
really
in the
don't
U.S.
respect it.
compared to the third
I'm
world?
sorry, but I don't respect
Yes.
feeling that way.
Yes, you could.
Because it's an emotional perspective that's selfish. And I think that anybody out in the world has a right to own their own problems, and nobody else in the world has the right to take that away from them. And I really dislike this idea that because some person has
Including
it bad,
slavery.
they try to go out of their way to invalidate other people who have other problems that they deem less important. I think this is an incredibly toxic way of talking. It's an incredibly toxic way of looking at the world.
I'll say, we don't have the right to take away from you, but we do have the right to tell you, shut the fuck up, because we ain't trying to hear that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
have the right. The same way you can voice it, we can tell you to shut the fuck up. Let's say I have a
Yep.
stream, and I'm complaining because my child has
And
gastro.
usually the result is everyone's
I'm
equally
like,
giant
it's really
assholes.
frustrating that
Yes.
My child has gastro. It's
But
really
our
what
point
I have to
is
deal with. Which
that
is bullshit,
asshole
man. Like,
gets to
child
cry
abuse
to
is
his
a big
millions
thing.
of dollars
And
while
your viewers
we
are all
don't.
people who lost their children in a recent war. Is it okay for me to be like, I don't give a fuck about the fact that your kid got gastro? When all your viewers are all, is that okay?
You're no kids.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't care about you.
Isn't it insensitive of you to be complaining about your gastro kid when everybody else lost their children like permanently? Is that okay to say like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck?
I think it's okay.
I think this is similar.
But it's okay for these people.
Multi-millionaire with all the options and financial flexibility, time flexibility in the world, complaining about the fact that their work is tiring to people who mostly have
It's
to work
we're not.
shit-end
We don't want to
jobs.
hear it.
And I really dislike this idea that because some person has it bad, they try to go out of their way to invalidate other people who have other problems that they deem less important. I think this is an incredibly toxic way of talking. It's an incredibly toxic way of looking at the world. And at the end of the day, I think that we're all very privileged in a lot of cases. That's why we're sitting on here with high-speed internet, probably in most of the cases, air-conditioned houses in a first-world country in many cases as well, according to my analytics, having conversations about this kind of stuff. We are all incredibly privileged, at least according
Yes,
to many other people.
I will agree with
I
that
think
one.
this is the case with everybody's job. And you see this all the time on the internet.
Because you're well compensated, extremely well compensated for the level of difficulty of your job. And this is how most people internalize this and whether or not they want to hear about your suffering. How difficult is your job?
Yes.
How well do you get compensated for it?
Exactly.
If your job is extremely difficult and hard to manage, but you get paid peanuts, complain as you want.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think that actually I don't agree with that because if you look at, for example, like culturally, I think that culturally, people definitely look down on construction workers. They look down on sanitation
Construction workers are well paid.
Absolutely, that's true.
Sanitation workers
And
are
they get
generally
paid
well
shit.
paid.
Who the fuck gets paid shit?
He doesn't know.
No. Who the fuck? Construction workers get paid shit?
They definitely don't get paid shit.
Teachers
He just might
get
not
paid
know.
shit.
So, if we're being charitable, he would have just chosen another job that doesn't get paid well. He just doesn't know.
Yeah,
But they
he
definitely
doesn't
don't get
know
paid well. You should know that.
construction workers get paid well.
To be fair, I didn't know this, but a lot of garbage men are apparently paid really well.
Yeah, they are.
Teachers.
Okay.
Better than teachers, yeah.
I listen.
Yeah.
It's not too many people willing to pick up garbage for a living, so I met it.
Well, not a lot of people are willing to teach kids. Anyways, carry on.
There's a lot of people willing to teach
A
kids
lot less.
today, but there's
Today.
still way more people who
People that
want
wanna
to
be-
teach kids.
Concur.
I don't care what nobody says. Try dating a girl, be like, I'm a garbage man. God bless your soul. You know what? I don't even think garbage men tell the truth about what they do for work when
can
they
understand.
date. I don't think you can. I
think-
don't think you can say that because there's
Probably
no
construction
way
workers are
socially-
paid for the
garbage
damage done
man
to your body.
Says
Yes.
they're the driver.
And have to retire early. 100% Little Hollow. Your best hope
I'm
is
not
to
in the
become a
back
foreman.
checking That shit. I'm driving that bitch. He's not.
So
He's not.
what do you think he would say when he's being asked? What do you do for work? What do they say?
I'm a supervisor of sanitation.
Supervisor of sanitation. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yo, all the garbage men. I need to see y'all in the comments. I'm actually mad curious. What y'all say when y'all be on these dates?
True.
I'm supervisor of sanitation.
100%.
I work for the city, which you could.
I work for the city.
I work for the city.
I work for the city.
Yeah, whenever you do a comedy show and people tell you I work for the city, what do? You know,
I worked
city,
8 months
you a
in
cop.
steel fabrication at the top of the
You're a
body.
cop or you pick up the
100%
garbage,
Little
bro.
Hollow.
This is
100%.
what I'll end on this whole conversation. Can YouTube or content creation be difficult? Yes.
Yes.
But it's as difficult as you make it.
Everyone says
And
waste
there
management that way.
lies
They
the
think
whole crux
you're
of
in the
this whole
mob instead.
It's as difficult
True.
as you choose to make it.
Yep.
And if you want to ratchet up the difficulty to the ultimate percent to get the maximum amount reward, go right ahead.
That's
Still
what they're
cry
doing.
about it afterwards.
And they're
Just
crying
don't
about it.
compensate for Content creation is not hard. It's many things. It could be time. Yup. Go ahead.
Time consuming.
Uh-huh.
It could be emotionally draining if you don't go into the comments.
True.
It can be time consuming living out here.
it could rid you of a lot of your privacy.
That's true. That's true.
Fair.
Depending
Fair.
on how you manage it, but sometimes, no, fair. Yeah.
Yep.
Content creators, stop comparing it to regular jobs. You look
Nope.
stupid.
You do.
That's the bottom line.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, guys, you can complain about your problems. Leave regular people out of it.
True. I love these guys. They kind of like just bring it down to earth a little bit. They're just two down to earth guys. They're now in the content creation game. Knocked out again. Windows button period. Let me do the cat. I think there's like a laughing eye cat. There we go. Comment. Can't believe I haven't used that emoji before. I kind of agree with you, Chucky. Like, we as Americans, if we were ever in an audience, you have to know the audience you're complaining to. And, you know, Asmond's complaining directly to his audience, which is primarily American, working class people. And he just shouldn't do that because you're not going to win any sympathy. And I will also agree if those working class individuals complain to, I don't know, slave labor, actual slave camps in China or something like that, that would fall on deaf ears. And yeah, that would not be good. That's how you kill your community. Yeah, that's how you Hasan and Asmond just need to stop trying to win this argument and take the L. Just take the L and move on. Like, oh well, I'm aware of how poorly thought out the average Twitch viewer take is. Yep. Like, these creators, they get out of touch. But anyway, so. Alright, we've been following this, so I thought I'd update you guys on part 2 of this. I just thought it was ridiculous. But it is what it is.